Hey everybody, Rick Ward, the Urban Air Gunner. Yeah, no, we're not shooting air guns. Obviously, I guess you could hear we're shooting rimfire. And this is just another one of the guns in the little video series that I was doing, my favorite rimfires of my childhood. And guys, if you're a gun guy, you know what this is. You've seen this before. This is the Remington Nylon 66, probably one of the greatest semi-automatic rimfire guns ever made. Literally just trouble-free. I sure wish that they still produce these to this very day. They produced over 1 million of these guns in the time frame that they ran them. The Nylon 66 was the chemical makeup of the plastic that they had on these guns, and Remington and DuPont were together on some stuff, and I guess the scientist that came up with this, boy, he hit a home run, because it is some really good stuff. I was also told by a guy who's an engineer that there was some kind of a composite rotor blade made out of this stuff on helicopters once upon a time. So yeah, this gun right here, I got a little bit later in years, but the thing about this, this is the Nylon 66. This thing sold for about, what'd they say, about 65 bucks, I think, when it was brand new, semi-automatic. There was 3 different variations. This was the just the Apache, I think, is what they had. And then there was a Mohawk, and then there was the black one that had the stainless barrel, and I think they had one in 22 mag that was actually a magazine fed gun. But this loads 14 rounds right through the old buttstock here. And every year we'd go to the fair there in East Texas, and the guy would have the little gallery guns out there, and he had one of these things sitting up on the rack that you could actually win one of these guns if you could shoot the star out. And I spent countless dollars there. I mean, I'd save up my allowance, my hay hauling money, everything, just to try to win one of these guns. I didn't know any better. If I would have asked for one for Christmas, I probably would have got a Nylon 66, but I just never did. I just never did ask for one. Why? I don't know why. I just didn't. But I can tell you, I sure wish I would have. I'd ask for one each and every year, and maybe I'd have got all 3 of them or 4 of them that they produced. And they're very collectible now. Some of them are going for several $100s. I found a parts gun that was $100 the guy wanted for it, and it was just good for parts. It didn't. Something inside was broken. I didn't even fool with it, and I know the charging lever was missing. And so this Nylon 66 came to me through my little brother. He knew how bad I've wanted one for all these years. And guys, you would just die if you found out about this. His father-in-law goes to swap meets out on the West Coast. He goes to garage sales, estate sales. Anyways, he found this gun, and I'm not sure if it was at a swap meet or at a yard sale, but he bought it for a ridiculous low price. And so my brother brought it one year. We went back to Texas to visit everybody at Thanksgiving, and he told me he had something for me. And this was it. And I have just never let this thing out of my sight. I absolutely love this old Remington Nylon 66. It is such a good shooter. And really, it doesn't even need a scope on it. I just had an air gun scope laying around. It's an Air Force Air Guns scope, fixed power 4x32. And I absolutely just love shooting this gun. And it's been several years since I've actually shot it. And if you watch the other videos, well, I was I lost count how many I was putting in there. Whoop, there goes one there. So if you watch the other videos, favorite rim fires of my childhood, I got this one out one night and I was playing around with it, and I got to looking, and of course the older I get, excuse me there, I dropped 22. The older I get, the worse my eyesight gets. So this gun actually has a really, is really a kind of a short gun, and looking through the sights to me were a little blurry, and just because of my eyes. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna put a scope on it and shoot it because, well, I wanted to shoot it. And I've got some 22 ammo that I've found various places, and I'd buy a few boxes here and there when I could find it, just so I could go out and shoot a little bit. But man, one of my favorite, all-time favorite 22s is the Remington Nylon 66. The best I can tell by the date code on this particular gun, this one was made in 1959, I believe. April, I think it was April of 1959, or May of 1959, I think is what the date code revealed to me. And you know, just a nylon 66, one of the greatest rifles. You don't have to lube it; it's self-lubing, and it's so simple to clean out. I've taken this thing all apart. Everything in this is plastic. This is a stamped cover over the receiver. It's just a stamped piece of metal that sits on there, and there's two screws that you undo it with, and then you take the barrel nut, comes off right here, you just slide the barrel out. That's a solid barrel. Everything else is just the plastic. And like I said, guys, they're getting harder and harder to find, but it charges real easy. It's got the safety right here on the back, which I love. And if you look at it real close, it almost reminds you of an old pump-up air rifle. You know, one of the old pump rifles. And if you look at the charging handle just a little bit, it almost looks like one that would be on an air rifle. And so I don't know if that's how my brother's father-in-law acquired it, but he's a wheeler dealer, and he's come across some good deals over the years. And I'm proud as heck to own this sucker. And what makes it so special, even more than me ever wanting one, was the fact that my little brother thought enough of me when he saw it to trade his father-in-law out of it. So that really makes it super special. And I don't have many more specs on it. I don't know what else to tell you guys other than if you can find one of these things, I would say buy it. And man, it's don't just put it away in the closet somewhere. These things were meant to shoot, and I don't think you can hardly wear them out. But thanks again to shootsteel.com and IV8888 for making sure that I've got some steel out here to play with. And wow, just a great gun. One of the most sought after guns of my childhood and my growing up. Guys, the Remington Nylon 66. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks again to Eric over at IV8888 YouTube channel there, Iraq Veteran 8888, and all the guys at shootsteel.com to make sure I had some steel to play with. And so guys, thank you so much. If you find one, leave your comments below. Let me hear your stories about your growing up with one of these guns, or any of the guns that I've put up on my channel. If you have a special story about them, and you know, that just guys, it's just something I do. I mean, I just absolutely love these old guns. And I know there's a lot of you guys out here that probably got one for Christmas or a birthday, or was handed down to you by your dad or your grandpa, and it's probably something very, very special. And so maybe you got one from your little brother like I did. So I want to hear those stories. And guys, if you like what you see, or you're enjoying this little video, man, hit the subscribe button for me. It doesn't cost you nothing. It just lets you know whenever I put up another goofy video like this right here that you can say, hey, Urban Air Gunner's back. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, guys, and let me hear your stories. This is Rick Ward. the Urban Air Gunner, shooting rimfire today. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.